He was found behind a roadside diner on a Tuesday morning in October 1983. His name was Gerald Marsh. He was 44 years old, a traveling salesman from Cleveland who sold industrial cleaning products to diners and motels up and down the highway corridor between Ohio and West Virginia. He was reliable. He was liked. He kept a photograph of his daughter on the dashboard of his Buick and called home every night at 7 o'clock. On October 14, 1983, Gerald did not call home. His body was discovered the following morning by a kitchen employee taking out the trash. Gerald had been beaten and strangled. His car was still in the parking lot. His sample cases were open in the boot, as if he had been showing a customer his products. His wallet was missing. The local sheriff's department investigated. They had witnesses, 2 truckers who had seen Gerald arguing with a man in the parking lot the night before. The descriptions were vague: tall, mid-30s, a dark jacket. No name, no plates. The case went cold within 18 months. For 4 decades, Gerald Marsh was an open file on a shelf. His daughter, Linda, grew up without him. She became a librarian. She kept a copy of the police report in a filing cabinet at home and read it every few years, not because she thought it would help, but because she felt she owed it to him. Someone should still be reading it. In 2021, investigators submitted Gerald's case for a new forensic review. DNA technology had advanced significantly. Trace material collected from the scene in 1983, preserved in an evidence bag and never fully processed, was reanalyzed using modern genetic genealogy techniques, the kind of analysis that could take old biological material and trace it through family trees, through ancestry databases, through the living descendants of a killer who had long assumed the past was buried. It took 2 years. In 2023, investigators identified a match. A man named Dennis Cole, then 72 years old, living in a retirement community outside Columbus. He had no criminal record. He had grandchildren. He coached Little League Baseball until his knees gave out in 2019. Detectives interviewed neighbors, colleagues, former acquaintances. They built a picture. Cole had worked as a regional sales rep for a competing cleaning products company in the 1980s. The territory overlapped exactly with Gerald Marsh's route. A business dispute, the kind that means nothing to most people, the kind that apparently meant everything to Dennis Cole. In March 2024, Cole was arrested at his home. He said nothing when they put the handcuffs on him. Neighbors said he looked unsurprised. At trial, the DNA evidence was presented alongside a detail that had been sitting in the original case file for 41 years. A partial boot print preserved in a grease spill behind the diner that matched the sole of a boot style popular with salesmen in the early 80s, a boot that Cole's ex-wife confirmed he had owned. Dennis Cole was convicted of murder in the first degree in November 2024. At the sentencing, Linda Marsh stood at the podium and spoke for 4 minutes. She talked about the dashboard photograph. She talked about the 7 o'clock phone calls. She talked about 41 years of reading a police report that almost no one else was reading. She said, he deserved someone who kept looking. She looked directly at the jury, then at the judge, and then, just once, at Dennis Cole. He did not look back.